What's up and welcome back to Nap Time Builder. If you've been watching, we've been messing with the 72. Last video, we turned this long bed frame into a short bed, all right? 16 out of the front. Well, 16 behind the cab. 4 taken out at the rear. Got her holes drilled. Got that welded up, grinded down, welded again. And we threw some plates on the outside just for a little extra security. Then we cleaned her up and gave her a fresh coat of spray paint. You know, that's nothing but the finest over here at Nap Time Builder. I'm just letting you know, nothing but the finest. But we need to roll this out the way. I need to bring the bed in. That way we can start looking at and seeing where we need to chop it up at. I'd like to get this out and turned around and back up. That way when we get the bed done, we can just, raise it up and push the truck back under it. You know, make it a little easier on you, boy. But I don't know if we got enough room to turn her around out there. So, let me get some junk out the way, then we'll start doing all that. All right, y'all, the wife helped me move the truck out, get it turned around. We threw the hood on and got the bed inside. I don't really have, I have tables. But they're completely packed with stuff. And who's this? I don't know. I'll tell you what, some of these people in these back roads be crazy. They just stop randomly right in front of your house. Make you want to go grab something. Oh. But got the bed in here. I need to vacuum this thing out. And some stuff won't come out because whatever that dark stuff over there is I'll have to scrape it out. But I'm planning, this floor is just straight up trash. So I'm planning on just cutting it out. Taking the sawzall, chopping pieces out, throwing it in the trash. And then later on, we'll throw some wood in it. But we ain't worried about that at the moment. We just need to get rid of that mess. Where's my sawzall at? That might be the best option. We can take the sawzall and just go in between these braces, chopping that, pulling out section at a time, and all that mess, because there's a brace, there's a All right, here's what we got going on. I ended up leaving this back section. It's gonna get covered with wood either way. So, you know, all this is decent. It's surface rust, but it's not like rusted all the way through. Went ahead and cut the whole sections out up here. Left the little pieces over there. That way my wood can tie to something before it gets to the middle there, of course. When we do it, we're not worried about that anytime real soon. I'm hoping, I would love to be able to maybe cut down through here. And have it come up around that pocket. That way I can keep the pocket and just bring the rest of it forward. That way my line can be at least up here close to the end. That's what I would like to do. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, I guess. Probably have to do, and then something like that. All right, I'm disgusting. But I got my mess cleaned up somewhat. I got her up on some jack stands and some blocks. She's semi-level. She ain't perfect, okay? Because you know I got 4 jack stands, and I got some 4x4 pieces of wood back there. And even the 4 jack stands ain't the same kind of jack stands. I got some big ones, and I got some little ones, and I got some 4x4. It's as level as it's gonna get, okay? So you just don't fuss about it. Just look what we got going on. Look at her. At least I cleaned up halfway decent, okay? But like I said, I think I'm gonna use my little. Oh, come here. Oh, right boy problems. Oh, there we go. I got it. Ah, there we go. Fat boy way. Use something to reach it, okay? Well, you ain't gotta get up. But what I'm thinking is, I don't know, should I do an inch? I'm wanting it as far up here as possible, really. But at the same time, if I do an inch, it's gonna come up there. I thought about doing 2 inches, that way it's about center. Right there, that post, you know, through there. And then when it gets up here, I could cut across maybe that body line right there and go, and then bring it up like that. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'd like to keep my pocket. All right, 16 inches. Look, that'll get me past all them holes right there. Get rid of all them daggum holes right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff right there. So if I can bring it up here and hit it right behind the pocket there, an inch or so behind the pocket, bring it on down. Look at her. Look at her. That's almost the whole spot where you can tell where the toolbox was. Almost the whole spot where the toolbox was. I debated on putting toolbox back on there, but I don't know. I'd have to clean her out. But the patina matches. All right, so what we got going on here is just like I told you. I'm doing, I think it was 2 inches from the edge down through there. I got marked all the way down. Come over along. And got that 3/4 of an inch, right at an inch. And then I measured 16 inches from there. It gives me here. Same length down from there. Comes across. This is 16 inches from here. Straight down. She get a little wobbly right there. Don't worry about that. And then obviously I did the same thing on the other side. So all that. Kiddos are up from their nap, but they're just riding bicycles. So, since Daddy can't ride a bicycle with them, because I ain't got a bicycle, and their legs ain't strong enough to ride me on the handlebars, I guess I'm gonna cut this bed in two while they're riding. So, where's my tripod at? All right, y'all, I'm nasty. It's getting dark, and my wife's probably about to beat me, but by George, we got a report. Look, cut all this off. Cut all that out. That's the top piece. That's whatever. Look, here she is though. I cut it. I just eased it back up to it. Look, man, there's a piece right down in here. I need to trim just a hair, and I think I'll be able to get her up there pretty good. After that, then we'll start tacking this thing back up. But at the time, the thing is okay. Today's Sunday. I go back to day shift tomorrow. So, you know, I won't be able to work on her for about 5 days. But look, We got the junky part of the floor cut out. You know, well, first of all, we got it cleaned out. Got the junky part of the floor cut out. We got the front 16 inches cut out of the bed. And she's looking like she might be all right. A little tinkering here and there, you know. Hold this, tack, hold that, tack. Clean them cuts up just a little bit. I'm trying to do just sand. I'm just sand the smallest little bitty bit. Just the smallest little bitty bit. That way it's not as noticeable, but we'll do what we can. And you know, it'll be a long process. It'll be tack here, tack down here, tack here, tack down there, tack here, you know. I mean, just look at there. That don't look too bad right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, all these right here, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them. Probably chop them. Like I said, we'll have her weld 2 inches from the front there. It'll be a whole lot better than having her dead center there or something. And back here, I'll try my best to go as close as possible. I might have to move my Ranger emblem, or well, take them off and re-drill a hole or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Now, I ain't kidding. It's getting dark. I gotta go in, take a shower, eat some supper. Then we gotta get some kids laid down for too long. I mean, it's dark. It's bedtime. You know what I'm saying? Your boy getting old. We'll see y'all in about 5 days. What's going on, y'all? Look, it's been 5 days like I told you it would be. I've been on day shift. I can't do nothing after day shift. Because I don't get home till 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then we got soccer games, and you got church, which we wasn't able to go to church because the kids was snotty, so, you know, ain't trying to bring it on nobody else. But we are back in the shop, and I always, after a few days, I always feel bad coming back in because it's like, honey, I missed you. Like, I'm sorry. You know, the real job gets in the way sometimes. Well, are y'all not like that? I mean, anyways. But, last you seen, we chopped the bed. We just got it sitting up here. We're going to I got to clean these edges up just a little bit. So I'm going to take my flapper wheel, is what I call it, sand the disc on the angle grinder, ease down through there, only taking bare minimum, like just getting the burrs and everything, and hopefully only getting over like a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch on each side here. We don't want too big of an area after it's welded up that we have to doctor up and everything, you know. So don't want it too obvious. That's one reason why I stuck it up here close to the front of the bed. That way it's not like in the middle of the bed and like, oh, look at me. And then after we get that tacked up all the way, we'll make sure we get that done, I guess. And then we'll come back here to the back and do our measurements there. But this is thin metal, and you know, if you're welding and you're throwing heat in it, so it's gonna be a long process of tack, 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 wait a while, tack, 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 tack. So in the middle of them waiting periods, your boy gotta stay busy, otherwise I'll sit down over here in this Corvette seat and, you know, just take me a nap. It is nap time builder, you know. All right, y'all. She ain't done or nothing. Don't get excited, okay? But I've got it tacked together, and I just ground down. And here in a few minutes, I'm gonna start another round of tacks. She looks terrible, just being honest. Apparently, there was a couple places where my cuts got a little, so you know there's gappage. So she ain't ground down as much as she needs to be, but I'm gonna go through with another round of tacks before I grind her down anymore. Okay, in case some of them bad, other ones can hold, then I grind them down. So up here ain't terrible. Got a couple of holes. Like I said, I'm just tacking around. Down past the bump there, it gets wider. So I cut some little strips and put in behind it. And I'm gonna use that to my advantage. But same thing over here. Tack, ground down, past the bump. Starts getting a little bit wider. And yeah, I got myself up against the wall over here. Sucks welding on that side. There's not a lot of light over there. Okay. So take a quick break, drink some water, throw some more tacks on, I guess. All right, so working on getting some more tacks along this on both sides, letting it cool off for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out what we need here. I'm gonna go, I don't wanna cut, I mean, it would be ideal to do right there, but I'm sure that folds and everything. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna come back an inch. You can't really see my marks all that well. I can see them, there you go. They're little small marks. I'm gonna connect them down through here. I'm gonna go an inch from where these two pieces meet. Cut there. Take the whole back off of it. And 5 inches from right there, which is 4 inches here. Look, also gets rid of some more holes, what I'm talking about. Go down through there. I'm going to have to take my Ranger emblem off. And then I'll connect them dots. Go to the other side, do the same. All right, I got her measured out and marked. All the way across and down the other side, of course. Got my emblems off. I just went through, did more tacks. Need to clean that up with the grinder. But just got done with them tacks. I think I'm gonna start cutting this back here. I hate that I'm gonna have to put this video on hold after today because I think tomorrow morning I'm probably gonna start on another chicken coop. So, gonna build a coop for our smaller breed birds. So, you know, the F100 gets put on the back burner again. Then we'll have 2 F100s on the back burner, not just one. But this one's so much closer to running than that one is because that one ain't got nothing, okay? So, I'd like to get another driver. Then we'll jump back on that. And, you know, under that green coat over yonder next to the fan, finish putting that engine together for it. So, you know, just got to figure some things out. But I guess we're about to chop her off here. Hopefully I can cut a straight line. I probably didn't draw a straight line, much less cut a straight line. So we'll see how this one goes. No, she's covered in surface rust anyways. And you come on down. Look at all that rust. Look at all that. Ooh, that's all the way through right there. Look at there. That's rough. Well, that's the good side. So then you come over here and your surface rust. Oh my goodness. That's just terrible down through there. So, not exactly sure what we'll have to do with all that. But it'll be what it'll be. And we'll do what we have to do. So, let's chop it. All right, so I had cut all of that with the angle grinder, but then right there at the corner, you can't see it, but right down there at that corner, there was an extra little lip right under it that I just had to stick the Sawzall in there and be able to get it. But we got the rear section off. I'll pull it to the side. We'll cut the other 4 inches off. Then we'll take the grinder around and clean it all up and see what we can get done. The more I take off of this, the more I realize just how rusty this truck was, or is. Hey, look at that, I found a price. Look, I had to cut the whole back end of the truck off to find an old lost mess. So, about to cut this other piece off and see how much more time we got for the day. All right, so we do have it welded. I went along and grinded my welds down and all that. I got to put a little piece in there because that gap's a little bigger than I'd like to be trying to jump also right there. But it should be easy to hold it up under there to get or whatever, seeing how, you know, there's no floor here. So still got to do that. I got all this tacked a million times, and yes, there's cancer in there, okay? We're going to leave it because, you know, she's covered in surface rust. There's also some right down there, further down, there's some holes in it rusted through. So we're leaving patina, remember? Got this welded along through here, tacked a billion times, ground her down. It could use a few more tacks. I gotta weld that up in there. But I did get all this and then ground it down. There's also a little cancer in there. Also, this is not gonna be perfect. What's up, y'all? It's another day. It's like 5:45 in the morning. I got up at 3. I got out here, 30 so minutes later. I've been grinding and cutting and patching and welding, and it looks terrible. I ain't ground it down, but I am getting a little patch down there in the bottom. Don't worry, it's far from done. It's just tacked right now, letting it cool some, working my way around other spots that need tacked. But when the sun starts coming up, you gotta go look at what God's giving you to look at. Just check her out. All right, so we go from that to yeah, we're trying to get work done. I've been hard on myself here lately because this time of year, it's just, I don't know, I get a lot less motivated, Like cold weather, the time change, weather change back and forth this time of year. It'll get down to mid-20s, and then like 2 or 3 days later, it's up close to 80. It's pretty ridiculous. So this time of year, I ain't got as much motivation. So progress is going a little bit slower. I swear it's taking forever to work on this. But you always got to stop every now and then. Stop and reflect on some things. I'm done preaching. Let's get some work done. All right, back from basketball practice. As you can see, I did a little bit of work this morning, okay? Excuse me, the coffee's getting to me. Did my little patch over yonder on the outside. Did a little bit more welding on the insides. Hit a few more tacks here and there. And then I hit it with the wire wheel and the flappy disc. And then I wiped her all down with some lacquer thinner, make sure she's all nice and clean and blah, 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 blah. And then I caked on some body filler, okay? Just because it has body filler on it does not mean she's gonna be perfect. I don't mean for it to be or try to look perfect or anything like that. But I needed to make it look a little bit better than it did. All right, so I know you can hear the fan in the background. I was trying to clear out the shop a little bit. but, this is the next morning, by the way. Because I told you that I filled up my air compressor and everything. Well, I did. And then I grabbed my DA, threw some sandpaper on it, and she didn't work. So I had to do all of it by hand, which took forever. And it took forever just to get a patina worthy job. So, yeah. But I told you she wasn't going to be perfect. There wasn't no point in it because she's covered in rust. But we got a short bed now. How about that? Here's what we got. Also, I went ahead and took my little flappy disc and went around and grinded enough on the clips for the trim to get the clips off, the plastic clips. I left the little metal rivets. Because at the moment, I'd rather look at those than holes all the way down through there. So, you can hate it, whatever. It ain't your truck, I don't care, it's whatever. Here's what she's looking like, though. And when we get the truck back together, I will be doing like, I'm gonna wash it real good, and then I'll end up scrubbing her down with an SOS pad and some Comet to get everything I can off of it, because eventually I will do like some Poppy's patina or some equivalent or something, you know. So, this is what we got. This is what we're looking like. As you can see, it's a little bit darker. I did 2 coats on it, but honestly, it's not terrible. And I feel like after we wash it real good and we do the SOS pad and the Comet, it'll probably blend it a little bit better, to be quite honest with you. So this is what she's looking like. How about we turn the fan off? Sorry about that. But, I mean, she ain't looking terrible. I'm pleased with it, so that's really all that matters, I guess. But obviously, you can't see as much over here. She's real crusty on the passenger side, especially along through the bump there. But that looks pretty good to me. I'm satisfied. So finally, that's it. I'm gonna try to cut this down as much as I can, because right now I've got like a lot of footage that's not needed really. So sorry, but you know, life. We got kids, they play sports, we homeschool, we work full time. A lot of times more than most full-time people. So, I just got to work on it when I can. She looks pretty good. From over here, she looked pretty good, okay? She looked like she just got a little bit of rust down through her. I'm satisfied. Hope you are. If you're not, sorry. You know, sorry. But next, I got to 2-inch lowering shackles. And I also got the 2-inch lowering brackets for the front of the leaf springs. We'll drop her 4. Hopefully ends up looking all right. We'll run it for a while and see if we're satisfied with it. If not, we'll drop her on down some more. She might end up with a flip kit or something. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Might throw her on some bags. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. We'll see. We'll see where it takes us. But with that, thanks for watching Nap Time Builder. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging on. If you watched it all the way through, throw me a comment down in the bottom. You know, I appreciate it. We'll catch y'all next time.